Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. It's vlog time. So we're going to talk about if you've been on YouTube lately, you've probably seen all these videos about how college is useless. I'm going to look at this from the other side. As somebody that did 3 years in college, my my son hit my glasses, and now my glasses are all sideways and loose. Not good. But anyway, as somebody that did 3 years of college, I did a diploma in network administration and a diploma in cybersecurity. And for me, it's worth it. I think the big thing about this and this big thing about college is useless is you got to look at it from the perspective of, are you choosing the right thing to do? I think the thing with college is it basically comes down to, have you looked at the job market? If you get a college degree because it sounds great, but there's no jobs in it, and you cannot get a job in that sector, then college is useless. If you choose a job in high demand, I'm still working on certifications. I don't have a job in cybersecurity yet. I'm working on it. The area where I live, cybersecurity jobs are not big. Probably if I move to a bigger city, like I'm looking at moving back to Australia. I know down in Australia there's a lot of cybersecurity jobs. So once I get my certifications, move back down there, there will be a lot of jobs down there. The area where I live right now, which is Atlantic Canada, cybersecurity jobs are mostly done from the big cities, Montreal, Toronto, that sort of thing. Most of them are done remotely because these days you can do so much remotely. Like my entire second year of college for my network administration one, because of COVID, we did that remotely. But it basically comes down to, college is great as long as you pick the right thing. Like one of my friends, he did auto mechanic, ended up getting a job, finishing his apprenticeship, getting his red seal. Another friend did auto body to become an automotive painter in that. Ended up doing that for a living. Then he joined the army. Don't know why. But anyway, I can't really say much about the army. My dad was a 20-year veteran. But, and then I know a couple of people that went and did their culinary arts. Culinary arts I wanted to do, but there was no spots in it. And they're now working as chefs. One of them owns their own restaurant. And they couldn't have done that without college. And then I know other people that just did absolutely stupid things that there were no jobs for. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it was... Oh, geez, I'm trying to think. It was like one of the human resources ones that's not very big. Give me 1 second here. Anyway, it was one of those human resources jobs where there's very limited. It was like a really specialization, and for the most part, it's a very hard field to get into, which having a diploma can help, but at the same time, if there's no jobs around, there's no jobs around. So I'm actually looking through the list here of the one that, to see if I can find it. Well, there it is there. There it is there. It was nonprofit leadership. The problem with nonprofit leadership is there has to be positions in those non-profits. But for the most part, I mean, you can actually go to college, get into a field, make the money. As I said, that is all dependent on their jobs available. I swear I just heard my door open. Or not. And a lot of people here, or a lot of the jobs, or a lot of the, not jobs, a lot of the courses here that you go through the community college here in Canada, a lot of them will correspond over to university. Like, I mean, I know the culinary arts one here. It takes 2 years off a diploma, off a diploma in business and tourism management. Um, but and I think that's one of the big things. Like, you look down in the states, and there's a lot of fluff courses. There really are. There's a lot of fluff courses. Not picking on anyone here, but gender studies isn't going to get you a job. You go out and you get a $25,000 loan for something that's either an overpopulated field where everybody is fighting for jobs, a low employment field. You're basically crippling yourself. Like, I mean, there are jobs out there for them, but the jobs are few and far between. One of the things that I looked at when I was looking at my diplomas, especially the cybersecurity one, was how many jobs there are in Canada, or how many available jobs there were in Canada. In network administration, IT, there was something like 15,000 open jobs. But then COVID hit, people got laid off. So it ends up that, like, I was 43 when I 43? 42 when I graduated college. So I was a late bloomer. So I'm fighting against 20 year olds and 20 veterans for jobs. But do I feel that college was a waste? No, it wasn't. My college courses actually taught me a fair bit and a lot. It taught me a lot of things I didn't know, and probably a lot of things that I probably wouldn't have learnt in self-study. I can look at certifications. I can be like, I need A, B, C, D. College taught me A, B, C, D, but then it also taught me E, F, G, H. So I think going into the fields, college is great because for the most part, you're going to learn more than you just will if you just self-study certifications. Like, I mean, I could look at the stuff I learned. Like, I learned Windows Server, I learned Linux, I learned, what else did I learn? I learned how to make phishing emails. And I learned all about the various different groups out there that look over cybersecurity, which I probably wouldn't have learned if I did self-study. I mean, I would have like known a little bit about it, but not to that extent. I learned all about routing and all that. I learned a little bit of programming. I suck at programming. I can't program my way out of a wet paper bag. But at the same time, I mean, programming is not for everyone. I mean, my son can program. I can't. I can't. I can do like basic C++. Or is it C? No. C sharp. They taught us C sharp. And So I just wanted to like put it out from my side because I totally understand where they're coming from. I mean, the big thing right now is, especially down in the States. I mean, I totally understand the difference between here in the States, in that student loans in Canada don't end up in the $100,000. I think I ended up at like 35,000 for the 3 years. Yeah, about $35,000 for the 3 years. But that was also my living expenses for a family of three and all that. So, because I did take a student loan so that I didn't have to work during college. I know people that did work their entire way during college. And also the fact that here in Canada it's like $6,000 for a 2-year course. Where down in the States, I mean, you look at it, some of the prices down there are just ridiculous. Ridiculous. So I mean, this wasn't a very good explanation. I know I'm not good at that. I'm not good at that. I'm just an old man yelling at clouds and rambling. But as somebody that has been through college, I've seen people that have done courses that are worth it. I've seen people do courses that aren't worth it. I've seen people get gainfully employed, really well employed. And then I've seen people who have done courses and just not being able to transfer that over into the real world. And then they're left with student loans and basically working at Tim Hortons. I've also seen people do, a couple of people that did cybersecurity with me, they now work in retail. Because they came out and realized that the diploma is good and all, but you do need certifications. And that's the other thing to look at is, are you going to get the certifications to get through? Or are you going to do the study and then come out and have to do the certifications? I mean, that's basically, it's something like IT in that like certifications are just going to be continuous. You're always going to be doing new certifications, or there's always going to be new certifications coming out. There's always going to be new things to learn. But I do believe that college gave me the base for me to build on, as opposed to if I just study for the certifications myself. I could basically study for what's on the certification, but not totally understand it. But get the certification and then go in there and have to learn everything I learned at college anyway. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for visiting and listening to my ramble today. And I hope you have a wonderful day. If you like what you see, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Ooh, that bagel's coming back up. If you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Leave me a comment down below. Did you do college? Do you like college? Do you believe that college is the scam that everyone says it is? Have a good one.